Must a contracting party perform perfectly to recover under a contract, or is substantial performance sufficient? We explore those questions in Fay versus Moore. James Moore hired Edward Fay to construct a building. The parties' contract provided that no alterations could be made to the building's design without the architect's written order. Moore didn't have to pay Fay until the architect issued a certificate. The contract specifications called for wood corner beading on all exposed angles, but didn't identify the specific type of beaded molding to be used. Moore told the architect that he wanted a certain type of beading. In letters to Fay, the architect admitted that the beading Moore wanted was impossible to secure. Fay installed different beading. The contract also called for white pine window sashes. Fay claimed that the architect told Fay to use chestnut window sashes instead. However, the architect never gave Fay this order in writing. Fay claimed that Moore visited the site almost daily and indicated he was open to using chestnut window sashes. When the building was nearly complete, Fay asked the architect to issue a certificate for final payment. The architect refused, claiming that Fay hadn't completed the work according to the specifications. Moore hired a second contractor to complete the building to Moore's satisfaction. The architect then signed a certificate providing that, after deducting the amounts paid to the second contractor, the balance owed to Fay was $1,100. Fay sued Moore to recover the additional amounts Fay was allegedly owed under the contract. Moore denied that Fay was entitled to any further compensation. At trial, Fay testified that he'd completed all necessary work on the building in accordance with the architect's instructions, and that he'd remedied any defects or problems. Moore's witnesses testified to the contrary. The trial court instructed the jury to treat the architect's decisions as conclusive unless it found that the decision wasn't fair or impartial. The trial court further instructed the jury to determine whether Fay had honestly and substantially complied with his contract. If Fay had substantially complied, but his work contained minor defects, the court instructed the jury that Fay was entitled to recover the contract amount minus the reasonable value of correcting the minor defects. The jury found in Fay's favor. Moore appealed to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. While the matter was pending on appeal, Fay died. Ella, Fay's wife, was substituted as plaintiff. We'll simply refer to the plaintiff in this matter as Fay.